A pleasant long rest. Thank goodness, huh?
Seriously though.
Yeah. It's been intense. I unfortunately, due to flooring and pulling up floors and all sorts of issues, do not have anything written up. But gosh, I wish I did because it was such a great, intense session last session. Wow, everything was just off the cuff. There was just so much going on. The Reapers in the city of Pele here had discovered some truth or another regarding Dean and Thaxel being in the property, but in the murder of the worker there at McGregor and Revis's estate. And the party opted for a rest. During that time, the Sultan found out, or was reported to by the Reaper, and sent a different type of Reaper out to investigate, to question the party. So they were woken up shortly after their night began, interrogated. A spell was cast on Thaxel that it had a bewitching effect and made her feel like she was besties. And Dina, as her actual bestie, was trying to work the heartstrings and also cast some magic of her own to kind of pull her out of this. And it was this sort of back and forth, up and down. Thaxel, just as she was about to confirm, the spell broke thanks to everyone's work and extending that time frame and stalling. Of course, Thaxel is not very happy about that, and I think drew a weapon on the Reaper, so the Reaper and Thaxel had a very brief interaction. Geez, I don't know. It just kept getting crazier and crazier. Dina, as she was attempting to cast one of the spells, was shackled. And at one point, the Reaper said, "Okay, we won't fight." After Rhea interjected, I think, and they were going to shackle Thaxel, who was not having any part of that, as that's just in her nature, in her history. So it almost became this other, large-scale event. Ultimately, thanks to a couple, looks over at Aerie, she got the message to try and cast a spell to help calm Thaxel, which worked long enough for her to be shackled with the anti-magic shackles, thereby snapping her out of her lulled state, and then feeling extra frustrated at being locked up. They were walked outside. All the while, Aga and Thud were racing to the Sultan's palace to try and smooth this over and get this sorted out, making it just in time. Not seeing the Sultan, but talking to the viziers. Aga making a compelling argument. Thud lying and saying, no, I've hired them. They're working on a thing for me. These other people are bad, and they're trying to take the Sultan's power. There's a risk of Sultan's power, so on and so forth. Whew! And they managed to convince the viziers to call off the interrogation. The Reaper seemed to receive said message mentally. Let them go. Thaxel knocked out one of the guards cold as she was deharnessed there from her shackles. Went inside and snuggled up in her room in wolf form, just in the corner. Everyone can, so on and so forth. You have to catch the episode to catch the rest of it, but it was really good. A lot of interpersonal things going on too. Holy Toledo, high intensity, plenty of suspense. Anyway, at the very end of the session, in the next morning, Thaxel received a package, as Rhea had messaged Tasso saying, "Hey, Thaxel may need you," more or less. He, not wanting to race out there and mess things up again, sent a care package with a very old bottle of scotch to Thaxel, a couple vials of poison, and a journal, of which he has a matching one, saying we can always be together, and we'll write down our respective escapades and journeys, and we can sit down and read them together whenever we get together. And he drew a Goofy like a heart with him and a lassoing the heart, because that's where I went with it. My bad.
It was beautiful.
Oh, good. I'm like, yeah, he's new to the actual love feeling, so we'll have him get extra goofy with it. Oh my word. Okay, anyway, so we're starting up at that part of the morning. So hello, viewers. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for your patience with that all over the place 18-minute recap. And away we go.
Well, I was gonna do response to Sweetheart over here.
Okay.
And I did write this out ahead of time, so it is exactly 50 words.
Nice.
Like, exactly. So after she reads the note, she's gonna tuck it back into the journal and close it. Kind of set it off to the side. Open the scotch bottle, because it's just like looking. Yeah, it's a good enough time to take a swig. So she does that, and then the poisons are going to be right in front of her, because she's going to examine this later. And she'll take out her sending stone, and send this message. Tassos, you continue to amaze me. Thank you for the gifts. I'm okay. I swore no one would ever take me again, like the demons did, but it happened. They shackled me. I couldn't get free. I was helpless again.
Wolf form. You wrote it well in wolf form. Just sorry.
I couldn't get free. I was helpless again. They won't realize what they've done until it's too late.
Okay. Nice. And so you send that off through the sending stone to an awaiting Tassos. No immediate return, but we'll see what happens with that. That's beautiful. He's got to clean up the tears first, and then he can compose himself. All right. Otherwise, it's morning time for everyone. There's plenty of... it's not quite bustle from all the servants moving about the residence, but very precise in their movements and setting things up the same way they do at this time every day. They're still sort of acclimating to what everyone likes here. But breakfast is ready. There's plenty of coffee. All the good things here in the estate this morning.
I think Aga would rise pretty early. He'd probably first go, knowing that Thaxel was definitely not a person last night and was a wolf. I feel like he'd probably go knock on that door first, and just kind of like, "You okay?"
Who is it?
I mean, I feel like he'd recognize his voice, but he'll say Aga.
Oh, right. I'm awake.
Okay. He's not gonna press any more than that. She can talk. She's all right.
Cool.
And he'll say, "All right, see you," whatever. And he's gonna go track down one of the servants that's relatively in charge.
Okay. It's an older gentleman, human, long white hair, slightly balding, about like halfway into his hair, but it's all pulled back in a long ponytail. Yes, sir. How may I help you today?
I am going to be receiving within the next few days, most likely, possibly within the next week, a shipment, most likely of books, but perhaps scrolls or any other form of written word. You are to have them deposited immediately in my room. They are not to be read.
Oh, very well. Would you like them secured in your room and some...
No, just immediately within the door. They will be secured there.
Wonderful. Yes, sir. I'll see that it's done.
Okay.
Is there anything else I can help you out with this morning, sir?
He'll kind of like think for a minute. Coffee.
So I'll see that someone's brought to you right away.
When he gets it, he'll like prestidigitation it into iced coffee.
That's awesome. Neat. It's only a couple minutes later, not even, maybe a minute later, another servant comes running up and pours the fresh coffee there for you on a little platter and serves you the cup. Iced coffee.
And I think with the iced coffee, he'll probably walk over to Dina's room. If she's not already awake. I don't know where she's at, but I knock on the door.
She's gonna take her time. Who is it?
Aga.
Come on in. She's not gonna open the door for you.
Okay, he'll
turn around
open the
and
door himself.
walking away. Going to, given that these are suites of rooms, she's going to like where the sitting area is, where there's like a nice, comfortable couch and the table, and she sits down. And, she looks at the coffee. She goes, "Do you have more of that?"
He'll just put it on. He'll just hand it out to her like she can have the rest of it.
No, I'm not going to take yours. She pours whiskey and starts sipping on that. She goes, "They'll be up with some in a minute."
Well,
how did it go?
Wonderfully. I demanded transport, but they wouldn't tell me what kind of transport they were going to offer, and so I wouldn't take it. I don't trust anyone.
We can handle transport.
Wonderful. I think we should go, and I think we should go now.
Where is he?
Thud? I'm sorry, he doesn't know.
No, the Sultan.
Sorry, the Sultan? That was meta. Sorry.
She's just like, if it wasn't, she was just like, oh God, he doesn't get sarcasms. Where is he?
He's safe in his own estate. I don't think he should be seen moving with us, as he implied that. Well,
understood.
And he's kind of like lean back and like look at the door. And, he outright said that he hired us. So we're now, as far as the Sultan is concerned, under his employ.
I've been under worse. Give me an hour and I'll be ready to go.
All right.
Could you see a servant send up some coffee, please?
I'll send them. I knocked on Thaxel's door, but she was standoffish at best. I think perhaps
I'll check on her. Thank you. And
I'll go get Rhea and Ari as well. And
before you leave, she's just before Aga gets to the door. Aga. Only you and he know of what I spoke to you about last night. Keep it that way.
He'll kind of smirk and he'll go, "I don't know what you're talking about," and walk out the door.
Okay. And then Dina, as soon as he leaves, Dina's going to grab a scrap of parchment that I'm sure is laying around in a pen, and she's going to write a note. If anything happens, see that it's distributed equitably. Hopefully will help. And then just she'll just sketch her seal on it. And then she's going to take a pouch and she's going to put 100 gold pieces and 75 silver in it.
Okay.
And leave it where a maid or the one servant that's kind of been assigned to her, leave it where she would find it, but not out in the open.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna run over to Rhea and Ari's room. I remember last night Ari was staying with Rhea. Just knock on the door, wake them up, tell them the same thing, try and get them moving.
Okay.
And then from there, I'll go to servants' quarters. And on my way there, I will start the process of ritually casting illusory script. And I will pull out a piece of parchment and write, like good morning. I hope you enjoy your coffee. Blah, like some nice, like, like staying at the inn morning coffee note. It's
Mm-hmm.
going to have a secret message underneath,
Okay.
and I'm going to hand it to the servant and say, deliver this to Dina with her coffee.
All right. Very interesting. Of course. Yes. She'll collect that. So Dina, she'll jumping back to you. She delivers the coffee, a fresh pot of coffee with the cup and the cream and another container, and there's cubes of sugar. Yeah, and of course this is from Master Aka. And she presents you the coffee letter, or so it appears to her.
Thanks.
Of course, ma'am. Is there anything else I can get you this morning?
No, that's fine. That's all. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. She turns and heads out.
Now, what does the note say? I'm sorry.
No, it was illusory script, so all that was nonsense. What it really says is, if you're interested, so is hell, and they might have answers for you.
Stares at it for a minute. Walks over to the fireplace. Snaps a fingers on fire. She lights the note, and she will literally hold it until it is ash in her hands, making sure that it is completely burned before taking the dust, rubbing it, and just into the fireplace.
I feel like you'd be aware that it's a illusory, whatever it is.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
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 And then she will bathe, get cleaned up, packed, and dressed. And the only thing that will be left behind in her room is the clothes that she had made for her there, and that pouch. Everything else, personal, is not there.
Okay. I'd say Rhea's probably already prepared for this. Probably would have been early or last night even. So she's ready to roll whenever everyone else is. Just sort of coordinating the household. She's a little more accustomed to this probably. Getting things set up for what to do while they're away, expectations, and how to get in touch with them if they need to.
Dan, have we received a shipment from the Sultan's Palace yet of a particular set of clothing?
Oh, let's see. Yeah, I think there'd be enough motive for them to get that out. So, in fact, you'll probably get, there's a delivery while everyone's getting prepared here of a crate that has, I guess it wouldn't be a crate, large box that has a number of, for anyone that is looking, a number of outfits. They appear to be guard outfits. For those that don't know the details, they just appear to be guard outfits of some sort, matched up in your sizes. As well as a letter from Thorit, which is delivered to you, Dina, just as you're finishing up in your room. In summary, it basically states it covers what what Thud told the Sultan, and that he won't be able to travel with you as he had hoped because he needs to maintain this farce now. But just sort of he's trying to. It's written as a in your little shorthand, so it's written effectively like, okay, here's what I need y'all to do, and so on and so forth. Like he's giving out orders, as it were.
Right.
But underneath, it's saying, do your best, be safe. I know you'll be, you'll get to the bottom of this, and we'll be way better off with this setup. It's a blessing in disguise sort of thing. Like we can really use this to our advantage if things go right.
Yeah, that she just takes it, folds it, just puts it away, and heads downstairs with her things, with her back, ready to go.
All right, Aries there as well. She has a giant, like, gardener's sun hat on. She found it in Rhea's room and thought, this will help protect me from those sun's rays that she keeps getting sunburned, being as pale as she is. Otherwise, your servants do a pretty good job of packing you up, getting you ready for any travel.
Dina's going to stop at Thaxel's room on her way down. She's not going to bother knocking. She's just going to walk in.
Oh.
Nice.
She's
Feels like
examining.
she feels like they've kind of moved to that point where she knows Thaxel's isn't there. It's safe to walk in.
Nice. I'll allow this. No. She's just examining her poisons. She hasn't packed yet, but she packs light, so you know.
Yeah.
No, she's too focused on these new poisons that she has.
So in Draconic, she's like, presents?
I shall reply back in Draconic. Yes! Tasso sent me new shiny things to play with, as well as that bottle of scotch if you want a shot.
Yes, I do.
Very good. Very good.
He can't come with us. We told the Sultan that he had hired us.
A thud?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So we, as far as anyone knows, we work for him.
Oh, okay. Okay.
She kind of looks around. I'll tell you more later, but that's the gist of it. We're leaving soon. We have to, I guess, we need to get on the road, get this taken care of.
Oh, right. Right. I guess I'll gather my things.
Do you want some coffee or something?
Yes, I think that will go very nicely with my scotch. So yes, please.
Yep. All right. I'll bring you up a pot. And Dina's gonna leave her bag there in Tackle's room. Run down. She's just gonna go into the kitchen, get some coffee, and then take it back up herself. She's not gonna bother any of the servants with it.
Okay. Hand delivered.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is the best.
She's just gonna hang out with Daxel until Daxel's ready. If Daxel doesn't mind.
Yeah, no. This is cool.
Once everyone's gathered, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Daxel. If you had.
Do I know what type of poisons these are in these vials?
Oh, Tassos, you know Daxel pretty well. I think that one is the the one that you had talked about. Was it the Arctic Creeper? What was it? There's
so
one
many.
that you had talked about that brought that slow, icy death through their veins from the poison cellar in some other city. I'll get the name for it, but that's one of them.
Okay.
The other one you don't recognize.
Oh.
They seem to be like, he didn't go for the regular, but went and was like, okay, this one, because he listens. I knew you were interested in that one. And the other one just because it's something new and interesting. Thought you might like it.
Cool. Yeah, you can get it to me later because I have no idea. There's too many notes. I guess I'm all packed up and ready to go.
Okay. All right. Once you all gather, Ray will be at the main table wherever you're gathering, eating some travel prep food, which consists of some carbs and some small amount of sugars and some protein to keep you all on the road. All right, y'all. I think we should plan out where the route we're looking to take. I think we have a rough idea where this lake is, but by what means should we head over there, you think? And do any of y'all have any business in the city before we leave? I'd like to get out of here as soon as possible.
I'll second that notion.
All right.
I'm ready to go now.
Good.
My murdering spree can happen when we get back.
Well, maybe it can just start and not stop.
Hey. Hey. I like you.
That's what I'm going for.
Well, I mean, like, I'm not like fully liking, but I like you. Like, I have a scale, you know, of just as many scales as I have on my lizard body. You have like you're here. He is like way like there's like she's already past that. Like there's
We can talk and walk.
rude.
That's a good idea, though. All right, now we all have. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Dina.
Oh, I was just gonna say once we're outside, and Dina summons Eba, she's just without a word, she's just gonna reach out an arm like you do to somebody who's gonna mount up to Aga.
He'll take it.
Okay.
I'll pull him up onto the back.
And what are Eva's distinguishing characteristics since they each took some on?
Eba is the same color as Dina's horns, that black glossy,
Okay.
but she's got the flame for the mane and the tail.
Yep.
Got a very hell look about her.
Nice. Okay.
Very demonic, kind of.
Awesome.
Aga will kind of like reach down and like stroke the side of the horse and be like, I always hated these things.
I hope you said that in common.
Yeah.
Okay. And she's gonna lean down and whisper into Eva's ear in Infernal. He didn't really mean it. Pat Eva's neck.
I'll summon
I-
too.
Can I hear her say that?
I'd
Did I
say
hear
it's
you whisper to the horse?
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's,
Okay. I'll just kind of like say like real quietly and infernal, like specifically to Dina, and trying not to let the horse hear because I'm sure the horse can understand. You know, I just always thought they were better off dead than tortured like this.
I try not to think about that part.
Yeah. He just kind of like somberly like nods and then puts an arm around you and is ready to go.
Yeah, she's going to say something along the lines of, it's literally a case of not looking a gift horse in the mouth.
He just quietly listens and acknowledges the comment.
Rhea takes like an extra loop around as everyone's getting prepared. All right, y'all, let's. Oh no, she's outside. All right, well, let's get things underway then. Yes.
Yep.
Starts flying. You know, has her horse as well, and off from the inner part of the house inside the moat. You start flying. Aries got. Does she have her own? I think she has her own anyway, but she also has her the wings. But I think I'm pretty sure she has a horse too. She goes as well, and you all begin flying westward. Let me see, since no one really knows about this. So it's probably with the faster. Oh, have a good night, Warren. Yay. With a flight speed, it's a little bit faster than otherwise. It'd be a week out to Ekram, so it's probably about 4 or 5, say 4 days with the faster flight time, with your horses resting, of course, at night. This is like 8 hours of travel a day. Otherwise, they start heading into exhaustion. Unless you want to push yourselves, you can push yourselves and go ride longer with some negative effects of that, or you can go slowly if you want to keep a more careful eye out as you're headed. How would you all like to go approach this first day?
If we were to travel at a regular travel pace, not being stealthy or being particularly careful, how long would it take to get there?
That's the 4-day mark.
4 day.
Mhm.
And if we were to forced march, how long would that take?
If you were to, let's see, it'd probably take just over 3 days. You're making up. I think you can do an extra 4 hours with that.
And we do risk upsetting our mounts as well because they are independent creatures. We are allowed to ride them.
Okay. Well,
yeah, I don't want to
think
exhaust anything.
I think it would be a good idea to forced march for 2 days, careful march for the rest. That way, it takes the same amount of travel time, but we don't really need to worry about being careful right outside of Pele and on the way towards the lake. I don't think we really have to worry about it until we get close. Even if they've got people watching and they know we're coming, I mean, what are they going to do about it?
As Dan rolls a die.
When, as we discuss this, Dina is actually going to relay the conversation in Infernal to Eva, and kind of give her a brief explanation of what's going on, what's at stake, and why, and ask if she's willing to, if they're willing to assist, on the understanding that for 2 days we push, and then slow, or then normal travel, and then we will not require them for at least several days.
All right. Go ahead and roll.
If this is a persuasion check, I would like to offer an advantage by telling the horse in Infernal as well that Eva's a she.
Eva is a they, but
A
she,
they?
yeah.
Okay. That they are carrying a servant of Mephistopheles.
Okay. You can either do that and you'll have advantage if you go with persuasion, since the creature can understand, or you can do animal handling if you happen to have anything specific in that.
I
that
would
helps.
much rather do persuade.
No.
So with advantage on a natural 19, that makes it 24.
Okay. Yeah, Eva seems, to kind of shrug like, yep, and picks up the pace as you say that. Seems to be okay with that.
Thank you.
Kind of rears back a little bit, head.
So, Aga,
Yes.
is he joining us?
Who? Which one are you? Who are you referring to? Because when you keep saying he, I'm not familiar enough with your vernacular.
There's only one he in my vernacular.
No, I don't believe he is.
All right. Thank you.
If it makes you feel any better, and he'll kind of like, from a buffet in the wind, and he'll like, I just started learning how to, before I left Hell, learning how to imbue magic in items. Simple things are doable, and I could make something that would make you aware of his safety, if you want.
I will consider it, but please, if I decide no, do not take offense, as I am already in your debt and am hesitant to incur any more.
To be honest, this one would be no debt. I need the practice.
Insight.
I need... Okay. Okay.
I will believe whatever you tell me.
Well, I got a 16 plus 4, so 20.
All right,
So-
I rolled a 5, so
Yeah, I'm being honest. You could have rolled the natural 20. I would have told you I was being honest, though. He just needs the practice, and he's being like, I don't care. I just want to learn how to put magic in an item.
oh, let me think on it. I would need to talk with him as well. Have you told Rhea that you have this ability?
I've not.
Uh,
To be honest, it was kind of something I assumed was obvious. But don't mind disclosing it. It's not a secret.
It's also one of the particular services her family provides, and therefore something she might be interested in, not only in the immediate future, but down the road.
Hmm.
You may wait. You could do worse than having the Devon stars.
That I am aware. An interesting family.
Yes, very, very interesting.
If
Unusual.
interesting is your definition of shrouded in shadows and secrecy, then yes.
And in my head, I swear I heard Ari pop up, go, "Don't ask about mom."
Nice.
Okay, that's what you'll hear from Ari, because we don't talk about the mom.
That's so great.
Coming from Ari, so I only know what I know of Brea and her brother, and I trust them.
He'll kind of flinch a little when you say the word trust, but he'll turn his head and look over at her flying on her nightmare, and he'll go, She is definitely the one that intimidates me the most so far. Not sure if that's offensive or not, but I find secrets more terrifying than magical prowess.
So didn't it intimidate you?
You hear from a horse you didn't realize was so close.
Facts will come swimming up. What do you mean I don't intimidate you?
Yes. Yes.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Nice.
Ready to see the snarl. Arr.
That was amazing. All right, so you carry on throughout the day. There's a moderately clear trail that heads west out of Pele for a considerable while. In fact, this trail is the one that you took from Ikram. If you follow it all the way west, it kind of arcs up a little bit at a few points and continues west, and it'll reach Ikram.
Before we get too far, Dan, I would be doing my best, having a basic knowledge of like celestial bodies and stuff, to use the sun and stars when the night comes for navigation, and I would not want to follow a pre-established road, because I feel like if we're doing that, we're probably following the landscape, which is slowing us down. That's the purpose of flying, and we're more likely to be seen.
Okay.
So, in order to avoid being seen and to avoid slowing us down, I would try and direct the group as much as possible in as straight a path as I can come up with.
Make a let me think here. So you're up in the air. You're at first. All right. So make a survival check with disadvantage, if you would, given that you're going full steam ahead, and you're trying to navigate.
Could I argue for survival with the intelligence modifier?
Could I argue with advantage because he's riding with me on Iba and I know the road between here and Ikram?
Can I just argue?
Nice. Probably not, because we're not following the road since you're off of the road, and survival is just sort of navigating. Sorry, Aga.
If you hear Thaxel,
was
she's proficient in survival because she's an Outlander. What? I'm not helping, so go for it.
I was just thinking knowledge of celestial bodies, but okay, dokie. Not terrible. 10 plus 1 for 11.
Okay. All right. You continue heading roughly west through the night. Let's see. Force march is at 12 hours instead of 8.
I don't
Yes,
remember.
let me just... Okay, thanks.
I don't have my books right next to me.
And my DM screen. Okay, thank you. All right, so at one, you carry on and persist past nightfall. You're, staying clear of any established routes, which is essentially that one pathway, one area, that roadway west. There isn't much on this continent aside from those main roads. Let me just check here because there is a fun thing with the travel pace. Okay. Right, yeah, that is a fair bit faster. Okay. Yeah, 30 miles instead of 24. Nice. Okay, so onward ho until at one point you can tell those of you riding your horses, just from knowing your horses now, you can see that they're definitely out of steam, slowing down. They're pushing forward, but it's reaching that 12-hour mark, and you may want to consider setting up camp or whatever you want to do for the night.
Yeah, I guess usually I think we leave that to Thaxel to find us a place to camp because of.
I mean, as you
guess.
guys start discussing that, I can say just pick a flat spot. I can make a tent.
You can't tell me what to do.
You're right.
I will find another spot.
There's another slightly not flat spot. A small
out of
mound in the
spite.
middle.
They can sleep on the incline.
Yeah.
Wall. Liamon's tiny hut will all be like scooped against one edge.
Nice.
Well.
Rhea has sort of an eye roll and brings her horse down, and Aerie follows suit. Ooh.
As soon as we touch down, Dina dismisses Eva.
Okay.
I'm talking to Rohirrim.
All right. Oh, so far it's been a nice sunny day. Again, we're in towards the end of summer, or that particularly hot part of summer that we're actually in right now. And so it's been a hot day, but sunny, clear skies, good visibility for you all. The sun is set. The stars come out. Clear sky tonight. You can see we're at the edge of the galaxy here, so you can see the strip of galaxy through the sky. The moon is, I think, gibbous moon, so a little more so than half. The two of them are a little off from one another. Plenty of light to set up camp with.
Dan.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the continental map right now.
Mhm.
Lake Ander, is that the one in the center of the Crestwood?
Let me take a
And,
look. No,
I
Crestwood's
think-
north.
Yeah.
This one would be almost.
So this would be the one just northeast of the Dawn Coast.
Yeah, let me pull up the map here. There's a Vossarel. Actually, you know what? There's a Vossarel 5 marks map that Thaxel got. It should be shared out, and you'll see an X on.
I don't think I have it.
Oh, right.
If you go to your it's on basic grounds, go to images and maps. Go to
Ooh,
page
okay,
6.
I see.
Yeah, go to page 6. It's like in the middle or somewhere, but it's Vossarel 5 marks. And that's what
Gotcha.
I have.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going from Pele to just like strictly like
Yeah,
west,
I see.
southwest-ish.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So when we're flying for the landing, I would
Mhm.
just like to confirm that my navigation is being done right. I'll judge it basically over the mountains because I feel like we shouldn't be getting too far or too close to the mountains. I feel like
Okay.
they should still be at a certain distance. And while I'm like ritually casting and coming down from flight, I'd like to like glance up at the stars, glance at the mountains, and try and make sure we're still on the right path.
Okay, you can make a straight up survival check now if you want, with no disadvantage.
I'll use the big one. That is not good. 4.
Things are looking good. You're on track. You haven't quite reached forest land yet. You're still, in the desert, but there's cacti. There's, some areas where there's sweeps of sand and some rock formations, and you found like a rocky area that's relatively flat to settle down in for day 1 here. A little trickier to set up camp than usual given the rocky ground, but you make it work. You have the tools and the kits and the tents for that. Does anyone have What do y'all want to do for the night? Ooh, oops.
I had dismissed Rohirrim after a while, so I know like she's gone.
Okay.
And I'm gonna open up my little journal and write a little thingy. Yeah, and then that's all I really have planned.
Okay.
Dina starts a bonfire. I guess, kind of helps figure out food, water, and stuff like that. Is there any water near here at her campsite?
No. Make a survival check. See if you spot anything that might provide that.
Okay.
Could I argue that I can help her?
Go for it. You see her looking for that?
Yes, I can help you because I know where everything is at.
Okay.
I'm a band.
Actually, Thaxel, you have that ability thing where you just collect food and water enough for however many people, because that's part of your thing there.
Yeah. Because background. Oh, what? Yeah, Outlander. Do I find any fresh water? And I have up to 5 other people each day.
Perfect. You do. You know where to look and where it may have collected in these rocks when it last rained, where it may not have evaporated, and so on and so forth. So you're able to find enough water and food from vegetation here. You know what's safe and what isn't for everyone. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Do that. Dina probably takes a little, sponge bath kind of thing. She'll go off and take a sponge bath because she hates being dusty and dirty. Drives her nuts. And then she's just going to kind of sit off by herself somewhere and just be quiet.
Okay. Thaxel, what do you want to do for the evening?
She's gonna finish writing in her journal.
Okay.
I haven't gotten a response back from Tassos. Oh, it would have been. Never mind. That was like for this morning.
Well, you're due when he has a reply for today. Yeah, because when he sent was before Dawn Rose, so nothing yet, but that might happen this evening.
She's not like holding her breath or anything, but you know she's writing in her journal. Kind of like by herself too. She's still processing from the day before.
Yeah. All right.
And that's it.
Okay, and Aga? What would you be doing for the evening?
I think after setting up Liamon's tiny hut, I can't leave.
Correct.
So I think I would just hang out in the hut and probably do the same nightly ritual that I always do, setting down all my spell components and laying out my book. And I think the only thing I would add to it is I would like to spend some time casting Magic Mouth a few times ritually to set up a few triggering conditions.
Okay.
Just a handful of them. I'll message them to you. Nothing big.
Okay.
Stuff like if somebody other than me moves my spell book, it yells. That kind of thing.
Nice. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. All right. Let's see. Aerie is probably going to feel a little out of place. She's going to see, not that she takes social cues very well, but she's going to probably not bug anyone too much. She'll probably hang out with Rhea, kind of assist Rhea setting up. Then as Rhea's tent has like the double tent and it has the nice bedrolls in it and, so on and so forth. Okay. Yeah, so Thaxel, you don't end up getting a reply today from Tassos. The night goes by. Whew. All right. All right. It's bedtime. What does everyone want to do? Everyone's getting a full rest?
Sleeping.
Just gonna stay up and take a watch.
Okay.
I'm turning into a wolf.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. You shift into a wolf.
Just a regular wolf.
Keeps you toasty as the night time comes and it really starts to cool way down in the desert here.
I will call out from the hut that if anybody is uncomfortable with the temperature, that the hut is perfectly temperature controlled throughout the night.
Nice.
And that it magically can't be entered, and that the owl can watch for us. It's been sleeping since the last time it was out, which was the previous night.
Okay.
So I'll just poof, and it will watch.
All right. Dean,
That's good enough for Thaxel. She's going to walk into the hut in her wolf. Oh.
Nice. And Dina, do you still want to take a watch, or how do you feel? Oh, yeah, you might be muted.
Yeah, Dina's gonna still stay up, take a watch. She's gonna sit on. She's kind of sitting with her back against a rock with the heat of the rock, because knowing that those retain the heat pretty well through the night. So she's just gonna sit up for a little bit, and then probably after a couple of hours, she'll quietly enter into the hut, find a corner, go to sleep.
Okay, Dina, go ahead and make a perception check, and Aga, go ahead and have your owl make a perception check, if you would, please.
19.
Okay.
That's not good. That's an 8.
Okay. The night goes by safely. No signs of anything aside from the usual scurrying of, lizards and other little critters of the desert here. Morning comes around. The heat starts to come on as the sun. Oh, hang on. I like to roll for weather. Yeah. Okay. Partly cloudy day, so not quite as toasty as yesterday, but the sun's rising. You're able to prepare. I'm just going to say pack up camp and move along, unless you all have anything you want to role play in the morning.
How's the weather this morning?
Partly cloudy today.
Oh, that was for this morning.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
I can't do anything with that. Never mind.
Okay. All right. And you take off for day 2 here of travel. Again, at full speed. You continue west, and by the end of the day, let me bring my map back up here. Excuse me. Yeah, Fantasy Grounds. I want to bring that up. All right, 2-4. By the end of the day, I got to sneeze. I'm so sorry.
God damn it.
Oh my gosh.
Leave Dan alone.
Yeah, nice.
Kidding. Bless you. I couldn't help myself.
Awesome. Come on, Dan. You reach the edge of the forest. You're just getting past the forest as you have like an hour's travel at the very tail end of this 12-hour day above the forest here. There's a couple of spots that are the forest isn't too dense here. Still some spots to land should you want to.
You said at the end of this second day of forced march that we're coming up on the forest. Is that what I heard?
Yes, the very last hour of the 12-hour riding is above the forest. You've crossed the line and gone in about an hour into the forest.
Yeah.
This is right down near, this is sort of sweeping down a bit, so it's where the mountains hit the forest there.
Okay. I'm going to gesture at Thaxel before we land, and I'll kind of like shout, like from Dina's nightmare to hers, and I'll be like,
Dina will guide the nightmare. We'll guide Eba closer so we don't have to shout.
I'm just assuming there's like rushing wind and shit, but I will, or Aga will shout across, and he'll be like, "Forests are not my forte. Deserts I'm a little familiar with, but wildlife tends to throw me off. Any idea how to navigate this?"
I'm a pro. I got you.
Okay.
I will help navigate.
Does Thaxel literally say the word bro?
No, pro. P-R-O.
Oh. I thought she said bro, I got you.
Nice.
Okay.
No. Or maybe I did. I don't know. Whatever. There it is. Sorry, I'm trying to find stuff. I don't know what I said, but I'm like, I am a pro. Got you.
Gotcha. Okay. We'll say, okay, good, because I'm not good with that.
Nice. Aga, do you want to assist her then, so she has advantage, or?
As it's nighttime, sure, I'll try and assist with
Okay.
the stars.
You kind of cover like what you are aware of with the celestial bodies up above. So go ahead and roll with Axel survival with advantage.
Advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Be happy to. It was a 2 and a 5. Let me see.
Ooh.
14.
You're pretty sure you're headed the right way. I mean, you're headed west for sure.
We are going west, y'all.
Excellent.
Cool.
Oh, we better get down under the cover of the trees then. It's getting late.
I agree. Let's find somewhere to land. I try to find somewhere for us to land. That's
Okay. You spot a couple spots pretty easily here. The forest isn't too dense yet. You settle down in this forest area. I'm trying to think what else you see here. So the cloud cover is building up. It's not partly cloudy, as it's just a cloudy sky now, and you see a little bit of gray in the clouds as well. So it's a dark night as the moons are hidden behind these heavy layer of clouds in the sky. Much easier to set up camp tonight in the forest land. A number of strange animal creatures that you hear. I guess, tell me what you're doing this evening, and I'll do things from there. After you set up camp, Thaxel, you're able to find food for everybody.
how's the weather? You said again? What was that?
It's very cloudy now. It's a cloud cover, a complete cloud cover, and there's some darker grays to the clouds now.
Do I think a storm's coming?
All right, you're sort of onto that. Yeah. Yep. Yep. You know that rain's a coming, if not a full-on storm.
Perfect. I'm going to keep my eye on the weather because I would like to meditate and harness some of that energy back into my brain.
Okay. All right. So
She'd like to do, and she may like jot a little bit like here and there in her journal, but
okay.
that's about it.
Aga.
I would like to track down Rhea. On
Okay.
my way over to Rhea, I'm gonna poof the owl onto my thing. Be like, keep an eye out. I don't like all these clouds. Make sure nothing sneaks up on us.
Flops up and starts circling above.
Okay, and I'm gonna, walk up to Rhea and say, I was speaking to Dina on the first day of our travels.
Uh-huh.
She was saying, that your family deals in magical artifacts, magical items, and I am new to it, to be sure, but I am working on learning how to create these things. I'm not sure if perhaps you have any knowledge that could help me and assist me in making more. I'm just making small things for now, but hope to one day make something new like this, and he'll kind of like tap the armor, but less restrictive, hopefully.
I see. Well, yeah, I might have some information on that. Of course, everything comes at a price, but I don't see why we can't work something out.
I figured, of course, always a contract, right?
Yeah, you know how the world works then. Yeah, got that feeling.
He'll kind of like frown when she says how the world works. That's how hell works. but he'll be like, yeah, I understand.
What's
And
wrong with your armor there? Said you want to do something works better.
meta real quick.
Yeah.
I told them that I can't get out of it, right?
No, I don't think so. Not yet. I
Oh,
think
okay.
they've
No.
seen some of that.
You told Dina and Thud that it doesn't come off.
Oh, okay.
That's who I told. Okay.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
Those are the you told them.
All right.
Mm.
He'll just kind of like gesture at it as he walks away and go, "It's too damn cold,"
Hmm.
and just kind of like clearly indicate that's like the. Do I need to roll damage?
Yeah, if you would, whatever you feel appropriate. She's just checking an insight on you. Ooh, I gotta see what her thing is because it's something
Oh
ridiculous.
God,
I think.
great. Not great. 10.
What? She has a ridiculous modifier.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure her modifier is pretty close to what I rolled.
It's a 22 is what she has in total.
Well, that's a 10, so she can tell that I'm definitely not answering the entirety of her question. It's probably not cold at all. That's probably just a bald-faced lie. And it's just not real comfy telling that secret. Yeah.
Sure. All right. Well, what do you say we get to work setting up camp here? We can be on our way.
He'll have his book open already and be like, "I'm on it," as he walks away. He'll find a 10-foot space between the trees to set up the hut again.
Dina's already got just create bonfires. She's already got a fire going, kind of clearing ground a little bit.
Okay.
I'll try and put the hut close to the fire.
Nice.
She spent a lot of time sleeping outside, so.
Right.
And she's also to walk a perimeter.
Mm-hmm.
She's just really on edge. And so she's just going to walk a perimeter. She's probably going to go out about 50 feet and just walk a circle.
Okay. Good. Make a perception check if you would, as you're kind of around that.
Perception 14.
Okay. There's an movement here and there, but as you keep a careful eye out, you see it's a deer here, a hare jumping out from some shrubs elsewhere. It seems to be densely populated here with life. Yeah.
If she sees a deer, she's or rabbit, probably rabbit. If she sees some small game, she's probably going to try and take it out.
Ooh, okay.
Try and kill it so that they can just to have something to eat besides rations.
Do you have anything like a dagger, anything that won't incinerate it?
Yep, sure do.
Nice.
Let's go with chill touch.
Okay. Let's see.
Range. It's a ranged spell attack.
Okay. So I'll let you, because we want to make sure it stays alive, and it's the grasp with a skeletal hand.
I don't want it to
be
alive.
I just don't want it to crush.
It's necrotic damage.
Nice. Okay. So there's an unsuspecting rabbit that the ground trembles beneath it, and kind of ears pop up, and then this giant skeletal hand comes out, crushes it, and then sinks back into the earth below the dead bunny.
Okay. If she can get 2 or 3, because one rabbit's not going to feed a whole lot of people, so if she can get 2 or 3 little rabbits and stuff like that, and then she'll come back with, rabbits that don't look like they're dead, except for maybe the black lines kind of creeping around their eyes and stuff like that from where the necrotic energy.
Okay. Nice. I've got some rabbits. Yeah. Okay. Thaxel, you gonna clean those up and make them for dinner? No, Thaxel won't touch. Okay.
If you twisted my arm, well enough, and she liked it, then yes, maybe she would.
So Dina would actually ask if Thaxel will help her clean the rabbits. Just gonna. Dina's done this before. It's no big deal. But she asked Thaxel if she would do it, if she would help her.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say no to Dina. So, of course I would.
Nice.
So we'll get him and get him spit roasted.
Okay. I think Ari would come up too and be a little interested. Like, can I help out?
Yeah, sure. And she'll come.
Yeah. Here, take this one. I hand her a bloody rabbit.
Okay, she takes it eagerly and starts. I just need to check here. Where's my thing? Let's see what she has here. So she's going to. She's going to hold it up with Mage Hand. As she begins. What's she going to use? She doesn't have that. She's going to pull her dagger out, really sharp dagger, and just sort of kind of cut through. And seems to do a pretty good job of cutting through, skinning, taking out the guts and giblets and such. And she's just excited to be there with you, unfazed by the work at hand.
Oh, that's so awesome! You're really good at that.
Yeah.
Thanks. Well, I've had a little bit of practice, and then I watch you too. Yeah.
Yeah, once you skin something, pretty much skinning is skinning.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I just like to eat it, but
Yeah. So Dino say, but for this, we want to cook it, and so she'll show her how to, put it on a spit and cook it over a fire.
Can you see the eyeballs, please?
Oh, the heads come off. She doesn't. The heads get chopped off.
Oh, good. Those are fine. Thanks.
Yep, you can have those in the ears.
No, the ears are too grimy and chewy. I just like the eyeballs.
Oh, okay. I was thinking if we took the ears and we kind of smoked them, and then you could have something to chew on, or maybe Oliver would like them to chew on, just kind of like a chew,
like jerky.
Yeah, or chew toy.
Okay, I want one for me, and then the rest we're gonna make into this big thing for Oliver because I miss my baby so much.
Okay, so we'll cut off the ears, and I'm trying to figure out how she would do this. She's gonna singe the hair off, and then find something like. Figure out how she's gonna. She wants to wrap them up. It's almost kind of like you steam them, but she doesn't want to steam them. She doesn't want it wet, but she wants it wrapped up so she can put the ashes where it's going to slow.
Okay.
Slow heat and just kind of dry it out since they don't have time to actually do a good smoking. And yeah.
Okay. Nice.
So she'll do that with the ears.
Tasty.
Maxwell's still watching the sky.
Okay. Nothing yet on the storm front, but the clouds do continue to get a bit darker as the hours go by. Here you're setting it up. Usually takes about 2 hours to set up camp, an hour to 2 hours. I'd say an hour tonight because you're in the forest. It's easy. Okay. So time for bed. Everyone has a good meal. Time for bed comes around on ending your second day of travel. Unless there's any RP you want to do before going to bed.
Turning into a wolf.
Okay, neat.
The night before walking, she's not gonna go to bed with her. She's gonna be up for a couple of hours and she's gonna walk the perimeter. One of the indications is double sight, so did be 120 feet in both magical and non-magical darkness.
Nice. Okay, good.
From walking.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make a fresh perception check then.
Should I make one for the owl as well?
Yeah, is your owl still watching the clouds, or are you going to
no, I had
change it
him watching the area around our encampment.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, please do then, Aga, if you would.
13.
Okay.
I have a -1 to wisdom, so.
21.
Okay.
19 plus 3? 22?
22.
22.
All right. So you are able to have another good night's sleep. Rest comes. Aside from the shuffling of animals every so often, nothing big going on. Maybe around 3:34 in the morning, it starts. Rain starts to fall. For those of you in Lehman's tiny hut, you'll hear the pitter patter of raindrops. Heavy raindrops, but Not too many of them, just loosely falling from the clouds above. No thunder rolling or anything else. In case you were keeping an ear out for that while you're sleeping or anything, Faxel. When it's time to wake up for the day, whatever time, of course this will be the third day where it's a slow procession, in which case you'll be able to, essentially you're able to use stealth on the slow ones, where you can't at normal or fast pace.
Are we traveling on the ground at this point, or are we going to stay below tree cover? Because we're coming up. We don't blend.
I think it might be a better idea now that we're here and I can see where we are. Have we seen the lake on the horizon?
No, it's a fairly overgrown forest. You'd have to be sort of pretty close to it.
Okay, I say we travel, based on the map, one more day but at a normal pace, and don't push anybody too far, let them rest up a bit, right? And then do the slow pace from the ground our fourth day.
All right.
I think would be the better way to do it. Now that I've seen the map and everything, it changed my mind a bit. But I don't know. I feel like Vaxel would be the best one to get input from. She's the navigator at this point.
Are we coming at this from due east?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
At morning time, a big crack of thunder overhead wakes up the first person. So actually, you would probably be included in that as well, as you've been eagerly awaiting that.
I have. Oh, I so have.
The rainfall's become pretty heavy now.
Cool.
You should see me jump up and whip my weapon out.
Those cracks right overhead. Rumbles for an extra 4 or 5 seconds.
And this is
and Aga chill. Weapons in small spaces, chill.
we're still waking up for the day, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's fully awake at this point. That freaked him out. Not a lot of thunderstorms in hell.
Understandable. Vaxel's gonna walk out. And just sit she's gonna just walk a few paces ahead, and then sit down, crisscross applesauce, and meditate and try to get some of that lightning energy back.
In the past, it's taken anywhere from, I think, 45 minutes was the fastest it clicked for you, up to 4 hours. So there's a window of meditation time.
We're gonna see if she can. I don't know if.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a wisdom check.
Shit.
Uh-oh.
Oh, 6. I rolled in that one.
Okay. Meta, it's going to take probably close to the full 4 hours. But role play it how you want in case anyone's doesn't want to wait, for that. The rest of you are awake. Aries awake. Rhea's up.
She's going to stay out as long as she can because, that totally makes sense, RP-wise, why I want to work because she's too distracted mentally. She's trying to get that focus back in. I guess it's not working. So she's going to do that until everyone is ready to get up and go, and then she'll just have to give it up.
Okay.
Dina would be willing to stay for the 4 hours because we were going to be traveling slow anyways. So we might as well take the 4 hours and then travel for the 8, and that'll put us stopping about the same time as we have been. So Dina would argue, if anybody gets in a rush, Dina would argue that there's really no need for us to leave right away. We're not going to get any closer.
Aga will just query what this is for, but other than that, he doesn't mind.
It has to do with her magic.
Y'all be quiet. I'm trying to focus.
Oh, we would be doing this away from... Yeah, Dina knows this away from Daxel.
Just kidding. I said nothing.
Nice. I feel like Rhea might be. She's going to be a mix of supportive, having witnessed Thorxel in the flesh, but is also going to be eager to keep on the move. But I don't think she's going to say anything yet. So let me unflip my Rhea here. So cool thing is sometimes during thunderstorms I like to roll percentile die. And I got a 99. So a 99 or a 100 is if lightning strikes right next to you guys. And it just blew my mind. It's the first time yet in any campaign that I've actually hit that for thunder. So I'm like extra excited. So I'm going to put it in like as the storm continues to build here. Probably 2.5 hours in or so. So this may also have an effect, of course, Thaxel, on your meditation thing as well. But lightning strikes, splitting a tree just maybe 25, 30 feet away, arcing, dancing off the rain and the wet ground here. For anyone that has hair, so Rhea and Aerie maybe, Dina a bit, it stands on edge briefly before you all feel a little buzz of energy in the air as this tree just bursts into flames in the rain and it's cracked right down the middle, just splits. 35-foot tree crashes off on the edge of the campsite.
Right when it strikes, Aga's freaked the hell out and casts Shield of Faith.
Okay.
So he's just gonna, like a shimmer of magic over his armor and
Divine magic.
yes, he would have pulled out divine magic.
Ah, nice. The wind is picking up too, whipping the loose branches and leaves through your campsite.
He is heavily unsettled by a natural storm. What were you going to ask, Dina?
Dina's just looking at him. She's just kind of giving him this look. And then she looks from him to Rhea.
Mm-hmm.
And then back to Aga.
There we go.
And
He wouldn't even notice you at this point. He's
oh,
too
yeah.
concerned.
No.
Yeah.
And she's going to walk away. She was going to stay and kind of keep an eye on the fire to make sure that it went out. But that really unsettled her. And she's going to walk away and she's going to be a bit distant.
Okay.
For a while, but yeah, she's gotten up and she's moved away from the others and is just kind of walking that path again that she had set that perimeter, keeping an eye on the sky and also keeping an eye on the woods around them.
Okay. Ray's going to be sort of marching about, trying to create some order in this chaos. Thaxel, if you have time to sit, you have time to get up and help with this. We need to pack up this camp over on the side. You can finish your stuff later. And Aerie, you got to clean up that tent over there. I'm taking this one down. Aga. She's going to snap a little bit at you. Or snap her fingers a little.
He'll kind of turn, look at her, but like be watching the sky and be like, what?
Yeah, you're all right. Sooner we get out of this open area here, the better. Okay?
But I need to stay here.
So, Thaxel, make a perception check if you would, as you say that.
Perception?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah.
Could I,
God.
as she starts to do her thing, could I cast Bless on her?
Sure, absolutely. As you see her sort of
You
scanning
can add a
around.
D4, yo.
To
And
perception?
yeah, and Dina, can you make a perception too as you're keeping an eye around?
Oh, no, I lied. Never mind. I'm not casting it. Not on perception. It's a attack roll or saving throw. It does not include ability check.
Oh.
I lied.
Okay.
Never mind. Just need Shield of Faith.
4, okay.
That was a 16.
16, okay. Now, thanks, of course, you know lightning rarely strikes in the same place. However, you are the feeling to this storm as its intensity begins to up. At this point, after this lightning bolt struck and this wind is really picking up, the rain is almost torrential. It has a similar feel to that heavy storm that ran through Ikram. Not at that intensity level, but this is sort of feels like the buildup of that. You know it's out of whack. This isn't a normal sweeping buildup. Usually it's, you have a little more time. You also see an area maybe 45, 50 feet through the woods. It's a hillside that scoops up. So it's almost like you could hide underneath it as the rock comes up and creates a ledge. But atop that is a rather tall tree that's, this one was pretty tall too. But that one there is probably about the same height. And you feel, with your understanding of nature, like you might, if you were to go up there, you might have a better shot of collecting said energy.
Cool. I'm going to relay that. We need to go that way.
Well, you go that way, we'll clean up.
No. We can all go there.
Yeah, but we can't leave our stuff behind, Thaxel.
Oh my.
It's out in the rain, there's a fire.
Yeah, but this, okay, y'all figure out your own shit then. This could turn really bad, really fast, guys. Let's go.
We'll move quickly then.
Thank you. And I'm going to go ahead and walk towards that direction.
All right. Dina, probably overhearing this. Now, you don't spot anything in the surrounding. You see, like, a lot of the woodland creatures have bounced. But you would have heard this, as well as Aga, in case either of you, you can either help Rhea, do some other thing, or follow Thaxel. What would you like to do?
Dina, just walk over without saying anything and smother the fire.
Okay.
Just kick dirt over it, smother it, pick up her pack, which has been packed, and start walking towards the hillside.
Okay. All right. Thaxel's a little bit behind you is Dina, following you over. Aga?
I was actually going to help Rhea pack everything up.
Okay. All right. Last of the packing, breaking down. We'll say your party probably mostly packed up before this. You're just waiting on Thaxel. But the last minute things get packed up. So maybe like a few minutes behind, 10 minutes or something like that to get the rest of it packed up. Aries going to help you all as well. So we'll say 5 minutes because she's helping. Dina and Thaxel, you head on over to, what do you want to do, Thaxel? As you round the corner up this hill towards the top where there's this tall tree here.
I want to go. I guess I would have seen Dina follow me by at this point. So there's like a little I kind of point and say, Dina, go under there. You'll be okay. I'll be back. And I'm going to go up to the tree.
All right. Do you need anything?
No. I just need to focus and concentrate real quick.
All right. So Dina will essentially keep watch from underneath there.
Okay. Thaxel, you head up, and as you approach a tree, you see the winds are not gale force, but blowing this huge tree back and forth, and you hear it creaking and moaning, the branches rustling about. Rain's torrential.
Oh. I'm going to sit down again. Crisscross applesauce again.
Mm-hmm. At the base of the tree?
Yeah, near the base of the tree. No, fuck it. She's gonna sit right up against the tree.
Okay.
Crisscross.
Mm-hmm.
And then just try to focus as hard as she can.
Make another perception check as you're settling down at the base of the tree, please.
23.
Oh, nice. You can see from here that at this level, there are plenty of other trees that are higher than where you're sitting. The ideal spot would be somewhere up the tree. Not that you have to, that's just what your intuition is telling you.
Nope, I'm going to climb up.
Okay.
I'll stand up and I'll start to line.
All right, make an athletics check as you begin climbing up this tree.
Oh, that's fun. 15.
Ooh, nice. Okay, just make it as the wind is really blowing, sing around. It's the trees sopping wet from this torrential rain. You protect a little bit inside the branches of this. It's like a pine tree here, so you're climbing up through, and you reach the top. And as you get within that last 5.5, 6 feet near the top of the tree, you can feel that same energy coursing. If you had hair, it would be standing on edge. You could feel this familiar feeling, and it feels like you're being returned to you and to who you are in a way. There's sort of like a spiritual feeling with it as well, like you're being made whole as you approach the top. What do you want to do as you're reaching the very top of the tree in this crazy town storm?
Is there a thick enough branch that she can kind of like scoot and sit on? Or is it always is she
Not
like
at this
trying
point.
to, is she needing to hug it to stay up? Or is there
Yeah,
thick
at
enough?
least like hang on to like the branch at the top. They get a little smaller, but they're
Yeah,
big enough
yeah.
for you to like be up at the top like that, hanging on to a number of branches and standing on
Okay.
some.
Okay, gotcha. She's going to try and like melt her, like she's just like melting into this tree. Like she's trying to like be one with this tree,
Okay.
and trying to get everything that happened a couple days before, because we've been traveling. Right.
Mhm.
Trying to get it out of her head so she can focus.
Ooh.
And get to a vulnerable state, but one that she's okay with being in,
Okay.
because it like connects her to her family type thing.
Ooh. All right. So two rolls. Please make a wisdom check with advantage, given all the thought and RP put into that.
Awesome. 20.
Nice. Okay, and then just make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Nat 20. Hold on. For Constitution, that'd be 23.
Amazing.
Nat
Okay. Oh, and you do. You allow yourself to feel the rage in its entirety that you felt the other day, and you allow it to connect back to your history, your past. And then you try and not let that go, but reforge that, temper that into something constructive, moving, to assist you in finding some resolution with all these things. But you keep the rage up here and your determination up here, and in your periphery, you catch a glimpse of your ring is actually glowing a bit red instead of the normal like clear and blue as lightning nears. And you can sense the moment when this lightning is going to strike. Holding up your fist in the air with the ring up in the air, the electricity connects from ground up, and as it courses through you and the ring as a huge insulator and grabbing most of that energy, and your amazing Constitution save, you're safe at the top of this tree in a slippery weather thanks to that. It's the entire lightning bolt in just that first picosecond of the strike changes from the natural blue and white to a deep crimson red, and different levels of red from white to red as it courses through you up to the cloud connecting. It sort of blinks out and is drawn into your ring. The storm, the rains calm down a little bit. They're no longer torrential. They're heavy, but no longer torrential, and the crazy winds die down a bit, so they're just sort of some gusts here and there. You've managed to collect the energy and once again getting closer to your family and what they do managing these storms. And you're at the top of this tree. Given all this, you have a moment of peace and resolution, and realize that you really need to take your bio break. And so we're going to go ahead and do that here. I'm sorry it's so late tonight. I got swept right up.
What a transition.
Ah, so many feelings.
I didn't even realize what time it was. I was like, I just like.
I didn't either.
It feels like we just started.
Yeah.
Oh,
Curse you, time, and your passage.
Right.
wibbly wobbly.
Yeah.
Time.
Awesome. All right, so for anyone who doesn't know, we take like a 8 to 10 minute bio break. I'm going to make some fresh coffee, and I'll catch you all back here shortly. Whee!
Yeah, and I'm going to send you a DM in a little bit. Okay.
Neat. Oh, come on, legs. Don't fail me now. Oh, my gosh. Oh.
Dan.
Hey, have. And call for bio break, take a drink. Nice. Should make a bingo game.
They should have a drinking game for the stream.
For real, yes.
Yeah, it'd be a blast. I got a question for you. Are you using a specific pantheon?
No, everything that's in the player's handbook, all of them collectively. I mash them all together for options. And then there's some homebrew things, a couple homebrew that people have made.
Do you have any options for hellish war gods?
If not homebrew options, but I'd be happy to, take a peek at that if you want it.
Well, let me grab my player's handbook. It's like right behind me.
Okay.
And I'll look it up real quick. I just want to have the final stuff for my cleric dip set up for future stuff.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, let me see what's in there. Thine player's handbook.
Let's see. There's Bane, the god of
Batman. Just sorry.
The god of murder, neutral evil, death, cleric, lawful evil. Bane, god of tyranny, is a war cleric, war domain. Let's see. Arithno, god of envy and slaughter, chaotic evil, war.
Yum.
Hexdor, god of war and discord, lawful evil.
The god of discord. Just kidding.
I'm back. I had to take this thing off. It hurt.
Oh, let's check it out.
But there's my
It's a
photo.
bloody mist.
That's gorgeous.
That does look amazing. Your vision for that was spot on.
Yep.
I didn't even so what I gave him, he didn't even use. He just
What?
took another thing. Well, my artist works. He's amazing. I'll give him one thing, and he's like, "No, here's what we're doing."
Nice.
So for a little bit, I'm going to be applying ointment.
Mm-hmm.
So I apologize ahead of time, but
Don't apologize.
that bandage was driving me nuts.
Aww.
But it's a cover up.
Yeah.
Can you even tell what was
No.
on the floor? I can't.
Amazing.
We've
That's
gotta.
spot on.
I've got to go back in a couple of months to touch it up.
Okay.
But yeah, it hurt.
Very nice.
There's so much.
Check out the Eberron deities. There are a couple of good ones there, Bob.
Eberron, what?
Oh, Aga is considering a deity for his cleric stuff that is a war deity.
I thought there was one.
There's quite a few, actually.
Yeah.
There's, if you start with the Forgotten, it's got Bane.
The Forgotten Realms.
Yep. Then there's Arithno is a gray hawk. Hexdor from Greyhawk. I have a thing for the deities. I play a lot of clerics.
No.
I know. There's one Dragonlance, Sargonis.
I've been talking this whole time and didn't realize I was muted.
Oh no! So he's taking it all in, studying the player's handbook.
I mean, yeah, how you know how you do.
It's, clerics are just really strong in 5e. It's hard not to want to play one.
Half, I think you should.
Yes,
I was
do
going to
it.
tie them too busy.
I'm considering doing a fundraiser or something on stream for D&D Beyond so we can get an account that has all of... You have to purchase... See, I've already done it for Fantasy Grounds, but you'd have to purchase the add-ons, the different campaigns, Elemental Evil and Xanathars and all that. But once you have it, you can make this group of 12 or something like that. And everyone gets it. If I can do that, I can use the D&D Beyond overlay. I've already got it installed. I just can't get it configured. But it's nice because it keeps track of, I type it in. Here's your HPs down here. People can click on yours.
Beyond. Yeah, we can actually track ours on D&D Beyond. We just
Okay.
Yeah, if we have our character sheets in D&D Beyond open, if you have all of the stuff and we add it to the campaign,
Yeah.
then we can build our characters in D&D Beyond full up with all the resources, and then we can just track all of it in there. And that's what'll show up on the overlay, so you don't have to do it for it.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Yeah,
It shows effects and stuff.
one that I did for the Dragonlance campaign, that's the way they have it set up.
Nice. Okay. Awesome.
I think I found 2 of them that work.
Okay, good.
And who says you can't serve 2 gods?
Do
Do you mind if I mix them a bit and turn it into one?
Send me on Discord if you would, because I'm so great at getting back to people.
I know, you're awful.
The worst.
I sent a message like Sunday.
I know, I'm sorry. This whole floor thing and some other stuff has totally consumed me this past week and weekend.
Excuses.
I know. It's so sorry. But it's true. It's still true, so my bad.
Thanks, it hurts. Oh, bad.
Oh.
And we touched this up, so now it looks like my wolf has eyebrows. But we just did a tiny little touch up, so like every time I look, I'm like, he has a mustache? Nope. Oh, he has eyebrows? Nope. It's just a touch up. So we get Wolfie over here.
Mario Wolfie, yeah. It's me.
It's a me.
Wolfilio.
Eyebrows.
Right, it's just us. So I guess we can jump back in. And yeah, please shoot me that again, and we can suss that out. Okay, perfect. Thank you. If it's something you feel you'll need the latter half of this session, then I'd say lean towards the one that you prefer the most, and we'll suss the rest out after.
Okay.
And we can always retcon a bit too. I mean, we'll. Okay, where were we? Right. So Thaxel, so Dina, you're safely. You could feel that same hum of electricity up above you, and you hear the crack of it, and you see just the red glow illuminate the forest around you as you're sort of looking out from underneath this stone thing when she's up above. Just Aga and Rhea and Aria are sort of approaching at this point in time. I mean, you could see it anyway from the camp regardless, so you're just finishing up at the camp and you see this bolt of lightning arc and shift to red. And Thaxel at the top of the tree.
If I'm still like chilling, how late in the day is it again? Like, we've been here for 4 or 5 hours, right?
I would say, I mean, since you've woken up, it's been about a little over 3.5 hours. About 3.5 hours. No, about 3 hours. I'm sorry.
Okay, and then we were planning on moving forward after that, right? Okay. I'm going to turn into a because I'm not climbing down this thing. Giant eagle. First time I've used a flying wild shape. I'm gonna turn into an eagle.
Okay.
And fly and kind of like, wee! I'm a flying!
These huge wings almost blot out the The rain as she flies overhead from it, you hear the patter of rain. Pick back up. She's flying overhead in circles. Aries just like watching up. Like,
Cool. Yeah, and then I'll just kind of like slowly coast down, and then like ruffle my feathers. Woo!
nice.
And yeah, I'm gonna pop out. That was really quick. I'll just.
You just shrink back down to castle size.
Okay, we can leave now.
Aries like, so how would you feel about someone like riding on your back and when you're like that?
Well, I would let one person in particular do it, but maybe.
Okay, cool.
I mean, I've been ridden from behind before, but just not directly on the back.
She's sort of lost at what you're going over her head. Oh,
That's your after dark warning, people.
like a piggyback.
Yeah.
Okay. Those are
Yeah.
fun.
But a little like more athletic.
Like a rough piggyback.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You have to dig your heels in.
Nice. Awesome. Rhea, while she chuckles first. All right, y'all, let's don't want to be here any longer than we need to be at this point. Let's be underway, I suppose.
Dina's
Okay.
going to have Eva climb up on her back and just take off. And then
Okay.
wait for the others to join them in the air.
All right.
I summon Rohirrim and take off.
Rhea's taken off. Aerie
would,
being left behind to be like,
Yeah, so have I. I've been left behind as well.
yeah. All right, her hair's back like this. So, I guess you're riding with me.
I guess. I can't turn into an eagle.
Oh, that's all right. You still seem all right. Is your armor going to be chilly? I don't like to be cold.
I'll kind of just hold out a gauntleted hand so she can touch it. Feels just like normal metal.
Okay. She calls her horse forth. Kind of leans down, puts a leg out for her to step up and leap up on. She holds out a hand, even though it might not. I don't think she's super strong, but she holds out a hand to sort of help you
Might
up.
pull her off.
Almost, yeah. You do most of the work in leaping up there. All right, so hold on. Hands at 9 and 3, please. Okay. And she heads up into the air and follows everybody. And all right, you have another day of travel. Who's trying to navigate today? Okay. Go ahead and roll a survival check, Vaxel, if you would. Just kidding.
12.
Oh my gosh, my fingers. Okay, hey, you're headed right where you need to go. That lake's got to be right around the corner. Heading westwardly is easy enough. I mean, the general direction isn't hard to hit with the suns and everything, and moons of the sun and the moons. You make another day. You see the forest down below has grown a bit larger in height. The trees are a bit higher and much more dense. Let's see. Today you're doing a standard bit of travel, right? So I'm going to say that as you take off, your horsey, Dina, while they can't speak, it does put up, as it's pushed to the normal pace, pushes back a little, feeling that, it was understanding 2 days of fast, 2 days of slow, and so it's just letting you know, like, are we doing this? Kind of feeling you get from the horse at the start of the day.
I've lightened the load as much as I can. We are taking an easy day of travel today.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check if you would. Or animal, again, whichever you see fit, that or animal handling. You can appeal to either side of its nature.
13 on persuasion.
All right. Ebo's maintains the standard pace and seems to, just push forward through it for the day. All right. Well, around, let's see, standard pace. So that's an 8-hour day. Get my thing out here. Yeah, okay. Normal pace. So you head on, and the day's done. It's the sun's still up because it's just about evening time. You were a little bit late in starting, so it's about twilight, almost at twilight time by the time you land somewhere. No lake in sight yet. More trees, as you're anticipating anyway. Another day of travel at a slower pace. Who wants to take a look for a place to land? Are you flying or are you riding through the forest? Flying, I think you said, right? Okay.
Yeah, we were flying, and then I'll be on the lookout with my.
Yeah, tomorrow we're riding through the forest, but
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Thaxel, are you? You're the one that wants to roll a survival check then, if you're looking for a good place to land and basically a good place to camp. I mean, you can land anywhere there's room, but
That was cocked, so let me do it again.
okay.
That wasn't any better than either of those numbers. 11.
Okay. You find a spot that it's not ideal. It's a place to land, it's a place to set up camp, but it's the end of the day. You've been riding hard for 2 days, and it's a regular day today, and it's not the best fortified area. There's some heavy the woods are dense here, and it's not the opening you'd like to be able to see things approaching, but it's not terrible either. It's about an 11 on a scale of 1 to 20, one might say. Do you all want to land, or what would you like to do?
This is the best I can do, y'all.
it's fun.
Okay. Down through the air. You find a nice, this comfortable spot. There's, again, even though it's pretty dense, there are, rays of light that make it through the different branches. It's no longer downpouring. It's still sort of a heavy rain, but not that torrential rain, not that downpour. It's just been a rainy day. You're all sopped and soaking wet from riding through the sky in the rain all day. There's wind that's been whipping your hair and your eyes. Eyes are irritated. Everything's just sort of not pleasant.
I'll say, give me 10 minutes. I'll have it ready for us to. And I'll just pull up with a book and kind of like shield it.
Aga, but before you do, can I talk to you for a minute? And
Like, is
could
it
use your
currently
help.
raining?
Yeah.
And we have pretty tall tree canopy, right?
Yeah, there's you're not getting the full force like you were in the air, but it's seeping down through the
so
branches.
it's better
and
now
stuff.
that okay, all right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. I'll say sure. What's up? What's going on?
I could use your help, maybe finding some fresh game with this rain.
He'll the owl, help us find some game.
Flies off.
And once we get 40 feet away from camp, out of sight, she's going to reach out and just lay a hand on your arm. And she's wearing, you'll notice at this point that she's wearing black leather gloves. that have diamonds studded across the back of them. And that's a 22 for an attack.
Are you attacking?
Yeah, it's a spell attack for these gloves. It's a melee attack.
It'll actually be with advantage because it's
Okay.
like a surprise.
Is it a spell?
No, it is not.
Okay.
22 hit.
Yeah.
You're paralyzed for 1 minute.
Your muscles stiffen up.
And
Can he speak while paralyzed or no?
Dan, I don't know the rules on that.
I mean, we'll do it for flavor. So whichever, I'll say, since it's Dina's weapon, whichever way you'd like to.
Yeah,
I imagine
think
you could at least get like a kind of out.
She'd allow him to talk, but only after she spoke. And she's going to walk right up to Aga, and she's going to get in your face, and she's going to look at you. What in the hell are you using divine magic for? Why should I trust you now?
He'll kind of like crease his eyebrows and look at her and kind of like falteringly, because he's struggling to move his jaw, he'll kind of, I studied war. The gods of war are everywhere. And he'll kind of like, like trying to fight the...
Rhea has celestial blood. I've seen her wings. And you say you're from the hells. There may be gods everywhere. But the god of hells using divine magic?
If he could smile, he would. But he can't. So he'll kind of falteringly say, you have a lot to learn about gods. And he'll, does he get saving throws at the end of his turn or anything?
Let's see. Yes, at the end of each turn, you can do a DC 15 con save to end the effect. But she's at that, she's just gonna, her eyes are just gonna narrow a little bit, and she's gonna look at you and I don't trust you, and walk away.
I just rolled a natural 19.
She says that, turns, begins walking away.
And he'll kind of turn, be like, "You shouldn't." And he'll kind of like move all of his arms, and he'll nod and he'll go, "But it's better to not trust somebody out of knowledge than out of ignorance." And he'll kind of, pick up whatever he dropped when she paralyzed him and set it back in his thing.
She's not happy. She's just gonna sit off by herself. She will not be sleeping in the hut tonight. She doesn't care. She'll get wet. She'll set up her own shelter and sleep off away. She is very upset, very, very unhappy right now.
He'll kind of, after she rejoins the group, he'll kind of grab Rhea, pull her aside, kind of.
What is it, Aga?
I am. I'm a very learned man, and I imagine that you are a rather learned woman, judging by your profession and your family's reputation.
You have that right?
I don't. I don't think that your companion is I I studied divine magics under the tutelage of war, and apparently using divine magic around that one, and he'll gesture at Dina like off in a corner by herself.
Nice.
He'll go, seems to have made her think that I am somehow different from what I said I was. I don't imagine that that's something that I could educate her on, but working as a group, I feel like at least a mutual understanding is required, if not trust. And I don't think I'm the one to approach that.
Well, Aga, there's a few things you need to understand about our group here. Now, we've been traveling together for quite a while, and some of us still don't trust each other. Now, we're pretty good with one another, but trust is hard earned here. Now, I can do my best to facilitate things. There's a lot more than meets the eye to everyone in this here group. Just keep that in mind, please. I'll do what I can but it's not always just what meets the eye that makes folks upset here.
He'll kind of like nod. He'll go, well, of course. Just no, I think I'll speak with her myself, and I'll step away from talking to Rhea.
Okay.
And I'll walk right up to Dina, and she's like off by herself, I'm assuming.
Yeah, she's just she's started a bonfire. You know, I mean, without even thinking about it, there's the circle ring of stones, and she's just create bonfire, and she's kind of just probably about 10-15 feet away from her, and the rest of the group is she's just seems to be setting up a place to sleep, some shelter.
May I interject just real quick? Because I think Daxel would have taken notice that Dina was by herself and try to go just chill with her. I think. Because she's not going to just leave Dina out there.
Yeah, well, Dina's only like 10-15 feet away, just setting up a shelter from wherever everybody else seems to be. But yeah, that's cool. Dina would not say anything. She'd kind of give you a look and a nod, and kind of that silent thank you thing.
So mechanically, how close is Thaxel to Dina?
Like 5 feet.
5.
I mean,
okay.
Like she's like near her, like
Okay.
in the same vicinity, trying to like just chill.
Okay. It's a little close. So Aga will just walk up, not do anything crazy, and just stand kind of like uncomfortably close to Dina. And he'll kind of... Are you sitting?
Just sitting?
Are you sitting? Or what? Like, what's Dina's posture?
Dina is standing. She's in the process of building, putting up a tent, building a shelter, a lean-to, putting up a tent kind of thing.
Okay, he'll walk up and he'll say, I've been made helpless before by things much worse than you.
I don't care.
But if you cast a spell on me or use magic against me again, we're going to have a bigger problem than you want to deal with.
I don't care.
I'm well aware. I just think it's fair to warn you.
And
We're working together for the time being. There's no need to be so aggressive. Questions asked and answered could stop the things you're worried about.
I am feeling a lot of hostility here. I'm gonna go that way.
In Infernal, she just spins around and looks at Aga right in the eye. And again, I mean, she's 5 foot nothing. Just, I trusted you. The first of my kind.
He's gonna...
Do you really? The vines have never done anything for me.
He's gonna like acknowledge that she spoke and everything, and then he's gonna go, the divines are not all the same. Each serves a purpose, and each has a point to their existence. For someone like you, I imagine that very few of them matter, and you matter to even fewer of them. For someone like me, who was born and bred or bloodshed, there are a certain amount of gods that I serve because I did not have a choice. It was serve or die.
Sometimes death is better.
Sometimes. But it granted me the power to survive, and I've made it this far. And I kind of like being alive. I particularly like when the people I work with at least stick to the word that they gave from the get-go to the point where the job is done. Dislike me and distrust all you want, but if you are attacking your associates in the middle of a job, there's a problem. Not with you or with your behavior, but with your efficacy.
Where I come from, you don't get a second chance. It's always better to secure your safety before you speak. That's all.
Indeed, it is better. And he's going to step away. He'll start casting Liam's tiny hut.
Axel is just doing this.
This time when he casts Liam's tiny hut, he's the only person who can go in and out.
Harry walks straight into that later.
Poor Harry.
She just wants to be friends.
He just sees that. You're just gonna hear her yell, "Prick!"
Aga's asleep already. It goes up. He goes straight to bed.
Let's have Airy.
Can I write on the outside of it?
No, it's just opaque. Unless it gathers pollen or water or something.
Some dust. That's funny.
Orange sparks.
Let's see.
She won't do that.
Neat. Fexel. And let's see. Now, I'll let everyone can roll a perception check. Now that you've landed, you've sort of, had this Aga. You've headed to bed.
This time the owl stays in its shunted dimension too.
Oh, okay. Neat.
So I'm asleep, no owl. I'm not making any checks.
8.
Okay.
20.
Woo!
30.
Okay. I'm waiting for
Very
Vic to tell me hers. Oh man, I rolled a 2 for Airy and a 3 for. You know what? But Rhea's might be decent with all the ridiculous bonuses she has. Aries isn't. Perception. Plus 11. Okay. So 14. All right. You're just, from the conflict, focused on sort of on that, and then just managing your business after for the rest of the day. You got an 8, right, Dina? Okay. Thaxel and Rhea, you spot a couple of things seem out of place. Rhea actually spots, and Thaxel, you both spot some plant life here. Well, it's lush, like in the image here. Here and there are shrubs that almost look like they're decayed, and yet somehow growing like a decayed plant that's actually still growing. It has leaves that are sort of brown and bubbled. They have these raised bubbles, but it still seems to be thriving somehow. What was your roll again, Faxel? It's like 18 or something.
20.
20, okay. So you, Rhea doesn't notice this, but Faxel, as you're sort of going around getting, gathering food and whatnot for the day, you spot a rabbit hopping through the forest. It has a bunch of matted fur. It's a white cottontail white rabbit.
Oh, no.
It has a bunch of matted fur that looks almost tarry from here, black tarry. And it's sort of hopping. You see its tail as it's bopping through the things, and it pauses as it kind of hears you walking through. And as it raises its head is facing backwards on its body. It's looking at you backwards, yeah. One of its eyes is sort of like all glassed over and foggy. It scurries through the shrubs.
Well, I can't go, I am not going after that rabbit. Hell no. I would like to. Well, I guess I would lean over to Rhea and be like, come with me real quick. I want to, can you just, watch my back real quick?
Oh, Rhea?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, Axel.
Okay, something's not right.
You talking about those plants here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but did you see there was a bunny?
I saw some bunnies, yeah.
But it was his head was backwards.
Oh.
And he ran off.
Wait, its head was backwards and it ran off?
And it ran off like it knew that it was looking straight.
All right. Oh.
Something doesn't feel right.
No, I'd say that's fairly not right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I would like to. I wish this was ritual, but no. I'm going, and this is for 30 feet. I'm going to speak with plants.
Ooh, clutch. Okay. So there's a number of trees around, some plant life, including one of those dead plants. To which would you like to speak? Does it everything in a 30-foot radius? Or do you have to pick one?
Anything that wants to talk to pretty old me.
Okay. Well, which do you want to address first?
The dead plants. Yeah.
Okay.
Hello. Hi. Oh, you don't sound very good. Well, oh, okay, bye. And then I'm gonna turn to the plant next to it.
Okay. There's a tree a couple feet away, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll go over and I'll put my hand on the tree and hey, tree.
Hello.
Oh.
What can I do for you today?
Oh, well, we're passing through, and something doesn't feel right. Like, why are some of these plants dead, and why did I just see a backward heads rabbit?
Oh, yeah. I'm so embarrassed that you saw that. Well, we're usually a pretty pristine forest, but not for some time now. As the occasional abomination, I suppose. You know.
I don't know, but is it in pain? That bunny?
Oh, I'd venture to guess so. And looks pretty different from the other rabbits I've seen here.
Oh, okay. So I should go kill it to put it out of its misery. I gotcha. The dead plants. Why does that one sound like a smoker?
Awesome. Oh, well, I suppose I can't rightly speak with it being, mostly dead.
Well, okay, let me rephrase. Tree.
Okay.
Do you have a name? Do you have a name, Tree?
I can't believe you're asking me something so personal when we just met.
Oh, I'm Baxel, honey.
Oh, well, call me Honey then.
Oh,
You just called me Honey!
all right, fine. Fine. Honey.
Oh, you don't have to call me Honey. I was just giving you a hard time.
Oh my God, Tree. Can I just call you Tree?
Sure thing.
All right, Tree. What made this plant die? Was it smoke? Was it actually smoke? That's why he sounds so bad.
Some malnutrition, I suppose. I do take up quite a bit of sunlight here. And water out of the ground, and nutrients and such. It was really the plant's fault for parking there, trying to grow there.
Oh, okay. You're one of those trees. Okay.
Well, yes.
Okay. I have a limited time on this. So I'll
Well, that's a shame. I have been enjoying talking to you.
I know. I'm a delight. I'm a goddamn delight.
Yes, yes.
Okay. I'll talk to you later, Tree.
Okay, be sure to not be a stranger.
Oh, yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, that took a lot out of it.
Damn it, Dan, stop it! I'm thirsty.
Awesome. I love doing plant voices. I try to just be as silly as possible.
It makes me so happy. I guess if I have a few more minutes, I'm gonna go to a plant that's near a dead plant.
Okay. You do a little bit of searching, you find that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I like just take its leaf or whatever's growing, whatever.
Okay.
And I caress it like, hey plant.
Oh, that feels so good.
Never mind, I'm gone.
Oh my gosh. I've got issues, sorry.
Oh yeah. Feels so good.
Slow it down now.
Take it back now, y'all. One stroke this time.
Nice.
That's all it needed was one.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
Oh my god.
Oh, my stomach.
Oh.
Any other plants you'd like to speak with? I'm just kidding. Yeah.
No, time's up on that spell.
That plant was named Tassos, wasn't it?
Awesome. Ray is like, well, what are they saying? Anything valuable?
No.
What?
Well, that tree's kind of being a dick and taking up a majority of the water and the sun and whatnot. He thinks the bunny is an abomination. And,
I can agree with that.
you know, I can't talk to dead things because they're dead. That's rude and very ageist. Live. I don't know. Whatever word you want to come up with. How much more time do I have on my plant spell? Because it lasts 10 minutes.
You have a little more time, maybe like another. Let's say that first one took up a bunch of your time because it loves to talk. 7. Next one you skipped over pretty quickly. Let's say 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes.
Okay, I'm gonna go to another plant next to a dead plant. I'm not touching it. Hey, plant.
Yes.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Yeah, hi. I'm Baxel.
Okay.
Nice. Okay. Why is your friend dead? Why is your friend over next to you dead?
Oh, they're not my friend.
Okay, why is the plant next to you dead?
That's a good question. It was dead when I started growing. I'm kind of new.
Oh. What about the bunny that with his head backwards? Have you seen many of those?
They come by sometimes. Sometimes it's a backwards head. Sometimes it's a missing part of the body or dragging something behind it. Or, yeah, they're here sometimes.
Okay. You're is there oh boy. So you know nothing. I'm gonna pat you on the head. You're an adorable little plant.
Thank you.
I want you to grow up to be big and leafy.
I can do that.
Okay. This was great. Bye.
Bye.
No one was helpful.
What's that?
I was talking to Rhea.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Rhea. No one was helpful.
Well, that's a shame.
Yeah, that plant over there is a perv. Don't touch it. That tree is a dick. But really great in conversation. I would definitely talk to him again, or it again. Sorry. And this one's itty bitty. It's still new. And the dead ones didn't want to talk to me because they were dead.
Right. So plants can be pervs?
Oh
Dicks?
yeah. They don't get a lot of attention, so when. Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I could try to cast it again. But can I do a nature check? Since I'm proficient in it now.
Sure. What would you like to? Nice.
I want to see.
Mhm.
I want to see if I can figure out. It's try to being all naturey. This isn't normal. If I can maybe discern what.
Go for it.
Okay. Well, that was a roll. 8.
You consider it for a little bit of time, pondering. It's not natural. That's essentially what you arrive at. You can't go beyond that into any specifics, unfortunately.
Well, Rhea, I am beyond wise in my young years. I know nothing of this. This is not natural. That's all I know.
Hearing all of this, can I do an Arcana check to see if I can kind of pick up a sense of whether or not this is magical?
Yeah, there's probably one near you, unless you want to go over to the one they're at. Otherwise, there's probably one near you-ish.
Yeah, she just kind of wants to do an Arcana check of the, what's going on. Let's see.
Yeah, go ahead.
19.
Oops. Trying to think of where you all are. No, you don't sense anything here. No Arcana. But you all, it's also not super prevalent here. So, but from where you are here, you don't sense anything.
Do I see, besides the leafy plants, is there any fungus growing or something? Okay, I'm looking for fungus and I'm looking for plants that don't belong in a forested area.
No, everything else seems to fit in all right. There is mold and lichens and other things on the trees and such, but it all belongs here.
Rhea, do you want me to do anything else?
No, I guess we'll just. I don't think it's going to do anything to us if it can't speak.
Yeah, but that bunny was weird as
Yeah.
fuck. I want to go kill it.
maybe we can drink a bit tonight so we can actually get some sleep.
I can do that too.
Because I'm not sleeping after hearing about a rabbit running around with its head backwards.
Okay. I have scotch. You can't take it all. I'll give you a shot.
All right.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
I'm a sharing, caring individual.
Okay. So you have a little discussion here, there, and some laughs about the pervy trees and the weird rabbit and such. Dina, are you joining? So it's going to be Rhea, Ari, and Thaxel sort of campfiring it up for a little bit. Are you joining that, or are you also like heading to bed?
I think she's heading to bed. Her tent's probably like maybe 10 feet away or so from there. It's, within the range of the fire.
Okay.
Started. And she'd do what she need to do to make sure that fire is stay going throughout the night, because it's create bonfire, so it's a magical bonfire.
Gotcha. Nice.
But I think she's the last 3.5 days, 4 days have just really kind of unsettled her.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she's just going to go ahead and try and get some sleep.
Okay. Bonfire continues through the night. Thaxel, Ari, Ray are feeding it some relatively dry wood that's they found about. It's been fallen off tree long ago. To keep it up and running, a few stories. I think just generalizing. I think Ari is sort of trying to find her place in the groups, transitioning from that very, very solitary person with nothing but attitude to accepting a little bit more. Because I want to talk, of course, to Anna and see like where she wants to be. She may be on the fence as to which kind of direction she wants to head in with that, or I may be pushing her too nicey nice. So she's still, I think, maybe looking up a little bit to Rhea and Thaxel in this setting tonight, at least having fun, enjoying their company, until she is, go for it, until she's ready for bed. It comes about that time of night where you'll have to get to sleep if you want to have a full rest. What do you want to do, Thaxel?
Well, I would like to check the skies, gauge the weather. Again, just because.
Let's see. Ooh. Thunder continues to roll, both in the direction you came from and continuing off to the west.
Cool. I'm going to open
Still
my
reading.
journal
Mhm.
and write down my conversations with the plants. All of them.
Okay.
Just to document that, and notes for talking to plants for next time. And when Dina's ready to fall asleep, if she'll let her, she may like just subconsciously just try to like snuggle a little bit closer. Like she's like back to back,
Yep.
like just like she needs like.
And Dina's cranked up the internal thermostat.
Oh,
Yeah,
perfect.
She's been chilled as well, so.
Okay.
Yeah, Thaxel wants like some sort of contact to feel a little grounded, so to speak. Cause yeah.
Aww.
Oh,
Yeah, you could use that as well, so.
oh my God, we're so good for each other.
Being the ground wire for that lightning bolt wasn't enough.
No, anymore.
So I'm sorry, Thaxel. Where were you? You were going over with Dina, or I had a multitasking fail. My bad.
Sorry.
My bad. Yeah.
I'm with Dina.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been with Dina this entire time. But when I'm ready to, after like I looked at the sky, wrote in my journal,
Yeah.
because why not? I'm going to curl up when she's like, pretty much by the time if she does fall asleep, she's going to fall asleep and just kind of like scooch back to where she's like touching Dina's back just to feel that sense of security.
Okay. All right. Well, night settles. There's a soft pitter-patter of rain on the tent falling through the branches and leaves of the trees. Great for, lulling one to sleep, as well as the booze after, especially Thaxley witnessing the rabbit. But the description was enough for Ray to be like, what? Ari laughed and probably would giggle at that, like, what? I think it's sort of funny somehow. So, wait, where am I? I probably should have brought up my notes. Okay. Oh, my stars. So, the soft chirping of crickets plays throughout the forest here. No more. The wind has died down, so the rustling is ceased in the area. You don't really hear any more critters bouncing about as you're all effectively asleep anyway. Thunder rolls every so often. And everyone's asleep, so nobody notices a soft glowing light bobbing into the campsite. Go ahead and everyone make a quick perception check. No one's actually going to notice. I just want to see who's going to wake up first, basically.
13.
Okay, 13 for Dina.
Is that perception?
Yes, please.
Having, let's see.
15 for Ari.
22.
Whew. Okay.
5.
Ooh, okay. 7 plus 11 is only 18. All right, Thaxel, you're the first one to hear. You don't hear anything, actually. You just see this reddish pink light kind of warbling outside your tent, you and Dina.
I'm going to slowly crawl over and investigate.
Okay, you take a peek out of the crack in your tent, and floating in the air about 5 feet off the ground is this gigantic skull, jaw unhinged. It's about 12 to 14 feet tall, 8 feet, 9 feet wide. Jaw just sort of sagging, kind of looks over at you. You see a couple of wispy spirit forms walking through the trees beyond it, all approaching the camp. And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
No.
Damn it, Dan!
Sorry.
I hate you so much right now, Dan.
It's returned. What's returned?
Oh, she's joking. It's something from their other campaign.
Oh my god! What the hell is that?
Mistorful.
Ooh. I might actually be able to use a spell. I thought, well, not eats up concentration, probably.
Awesome.
So Aga hides out in his hut, watches the whole thing happen.
Yeah. If we were friends.
That's awesome. Oh, neat. All right, very fun.
God.
Woo. It's been a hot
God.
minute.
Oh. No, I just had an idea of how to wake Aga up.
Oh, no, don't you do it. Don't you do it. The problem with that is he's not a climber.
He'd be trapped. At least you'd be safe. You want to be safe? Fine. Here, be safe.
I feel like that's like a right before you go on con. Do you have any last words? Yeah, I do. Fuck you.
Nice. Ah, very exciting. Ooh.
Well, hail. I don't appreciate this.
Interesting.
Sorry.
See,
Okay,
I'm
so-
really concerned. What the hell are McGregor and Revis after that the same forest they're in looking for an artifact has a death tyrant in it?
Now, Thaxel, I don't know if you recall a discussion about the nature of each of these pendants, how they're not all related, and how they form
Yeah, they're
together
not all-
differently.
Yeah, they're not all related.
And you do have, I believe anyway, you were given an indication of what this pendant piece is attuned to.
It's death. Oh, why
Are
am I
you
just
telling
not...
me?
Damn it!
Are you telling me McGregor and Revis killed a beholder and revived it?
I don't know.
Because that's what a death tyrant is.
Well, I don't know. Like in real life, I don't know, and never thought what it is.
They put a magic circle underneath the center of Pele that would call up the heat and pull a I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah, but that's like prepared ritual casting. That's really not that big a deal as opposed to defeating a creature that has an anti-magic field for an eyeball. That's different stuff.
Oh my god, I completely forgot because I have the swords, but they all like the pendant all fits like together.
Yes.
Oh my god, does a
Yeah.
death tyrant have an anti-magic field?
I don't know. Well, guess we'll find out next week.
Guess we'll find out next week.
There are some hints as to how this comes about. You have noticed some
I'm
things that
just
have
saying.
died and have come back to life for some reason.
I'm just saying, if a death tyrant has anti-magic field, this is totally meta.
Oh, yeah,
I think Dina and Thud are the only ones who know. But if Aga realizes it has an anti-magic field, he might just stand in it and start taking his armor off.
Yes! Yes!
I would love that. Oh my god,
That would
yes.
be pretty awesome.
It would be, go ahead, hit me, please, I don't care.
Nice.
Didn't start throwing coins.
Keep going.
Making it rain.
Where do I swipe this platinum bar? Yeah.
Oh,
Ow.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, side note, Dan, I don't think that I've been calculating my AC correctly.
Oh.
I was just looking at it.
Mhm.
Oh, you're
We can end the stream, but we can
Yeah.
talk about this later. This is mechanic stuff.
Okay.
But
All right, and well, I hope you all have a lovely night. Thank you, players. Another fantastic session as always, and I love sitting here watching everything go on. I love the conflict. Oh my god, it was so great.
That
And the
was
tree
cool.
speech was.
is it if Axel, if you hadn't have been as close, I would have cast sleep and then slapped her awake.
Oh,
At what level? You would
you're welcome, Dina.
Fifth level. I would have cast it as high as I possibly could to make sure you passed out.
Wow.
I would have been like,
I-
next time you feel like being helpless, attack me again. I would have been very, very rude about it. But Thaxel was right there, and I knew that you two were buddy-buddy, and so I didn't want to have a 2-on-1 fight.
I think. Well, I mean, obviously, she would have just blinded you again.
And I could have just counterspelled.
Bitch.
Awesome. Well, tune in next week when we get to find out what's going to happen here. Thankfully, everyone still hasn't killed each other, so that's good. I was like, please.
I to do that. I love
Here to kill everybody.
I was worried.
We
Yeah.
figured it out. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
For the most part, yeah, it's good. I love the dynamics and testing it out, and I love how true to your characters you all play. I think it's amazing. I'm all about that life, so yes. What's gonna happen? Okay, yeah. Again, amazing, and chat. Thank you so much. It's so hilarious. I love being able to participate and watch. You guys are so funny and great.
The clips we get. Oh my god.
Oh yes, thank you,
Half
Clip
is
Masters.
amazing.
Yes.
Hey, I cannot. I've watched that goddamn clip. I've seen it almost 50 times, and I die laughing every single time. It's so dumb, but I love it. So thank you, Half, for clipping everything.
Yes. There was a great one he got today. The it was a moment between Dina and Aga. I forget what exactly how it was worded, but Dina was like, I don't trust something about trust, and then Aga had something else like another retort. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're both so intense. This is so great. Okay.
I think Hap is the real MVP.
Yes, for real. Thank you, Hap, for your awesomeness.
Yeah.
Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful night. Again, for anyone new, you can catch us every Tuesday night here for our All Evil campaign, Curious Lament, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern. And then, of course, you can catch our good campaign, Stormfall, good aligned, every Friday night, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern. And it looks like we may have something coming down the pipeline, but just I can't say it yet until I'm positive and I get all the confirmations and such. But look forward to even more D&D content. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Have a great night, everybody. We'll catch you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.